How are you guys doing? This is Ryan, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to do a video I haven't done in a while, and that is talk about my top 10 positions in my $481,016.04 portfolio now between my stocks and crypto. I first want to start out by saying I'm 32 years old, and to me this is a lot of money. To some people it's not. And the reason I talk about the account value and making it real and being transparent, it's because I think it helps people realize like this is actually attainable. I've been able to create real wealth by using the stock market and cryptocurrency and also through entrepreneurship and really changing my behavior towards money. I didn't start out with any money. I just knew at some point I didn't want money or a job to rule my life. So it got me really interested in investing because it offers freedom and opportunity to do different things with your life that you may find fulfilling, and showing mastery in the money game that we're all playing was very important to me. And I've been doing this for years. It's taken years to really educate myself on the best tactics to grow my wealth faster, but that's what this channel is all about. So if you're interested in stuff like this, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. It helps to reach a broader audience, and also just tapping that notification bell. It'll help YouTube notify you every time I upload a video, which is every week. So I just wanted to preface like that amount of money, because when I was writing this down and writing the script for the videos, I was like, wow, that's a lot of money to me. And I just did a video like this 10 months ago, and the account value was only roughly $159,000. I'll link that in the description below, but I've been able to 3x my portfolio by developing different strategies. And also I do want to say to some people, this is not a lot of money. And actually it's interesting that I've been able to make friends with people who have multi-million-dollar portfolios here on YouTube and also just in life. Like tomorrow morning I'm gonna have coffee with some crypto millionaires, and we share different ideas about the world and investing. They always say you're a median of the 5 people you're hanging closest to, so keep that in mind. So just think about the kind of people you want to attract towards your life, and that'll kind of mirror who you're likely to become in the future. This is just all my opinions, not financial advice. This channel is just my vlog and my journey towards financial freedom. So with that said, let's jump into the video. Alright, so in this video, I'm only going to cover like the individual holdings I own. So if it's like a stock or a cryptocurrency. I do own ETFs in my retirement accounts that are worth tens of thousands of dollars each one of them, but I'm not going to talk about them in this video. I own like VTI and funds that track the S&P 500, as well as like QQQ or even ARK, that hold a basket of companies that are diversified and managed by other people. I'm gonna talk about the investments that I manage and pick out individually to try to outperform ETFs and things like the broader markets. So I'm gonna start off with my first holding, then go towards my smallest holding. I won't make it too suspenseful, and that intro is kind of long. So anyways, my first largest holding is Ethereum, a cryptocurrency that's currently trading at $4,106.56. I currently own 32 Ethereum in a Robinhood account that I bought at $161 when we were in the bear market. So I was able to turn roughly $4,000 or $5,000 into $131,695 and 73%. That's nearly a 2,500% return. And I also own another $2,000 in my Voyager account, bringing the number to $133,792 and 17 cents for this position. This is probably by far like my greatest investment, and I have to give a lot of credit towards the channel Mark DeMessel. He really turned me on to the Trello chart that he uses, which helps understand the volatility in the broader crypto markets and how to probably best trade this. And I've made other videos about this. I'll put a card here and link it down below on how I was able to buy cryptocurrency and when I plan to sell it and things like that. But this is my number one position. And Ethereum is a decentralized platform. It's a currency. It can also be used in smart contracts. It's founded by Vitalik Buterin, who in my opinion is a tech genius. And this project has like the best developers developing on it. It is 20% of the total market share of cryptocurrency, which is amazing. And they're about to rewrite it into a proof of stake model from a proof of work, which is gonna make it more energy efficient, which made big news with Tesla having issue with Bitcoin's proof of work. So Ethereum, I think it has a bright future ahead. I do think the crypto market is gonna crash very badly, and about 80% from its top. But I'll make more videos talking about that, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. My number 2 position is one I've made a lot of videos about, and one I was very bullish on as the bull market kicked off because it wasn't moving very much, and that is one of my favorite cryptos and my favorite peer-to-peer electronic cash, and that is Bitcoin Cash. I own in my Robinhood account $52,922.21, and then also I use this for actual currency, and the rest of the $6,000 is what I use for transactions. I give to people. It's kind of like a checking account. And obviously the money in the Robinhood account is money that I use to speculate and also trade this asset. So in my Robinhood account, I bought 40 of these coins at $410, and I've been able to get a return of 222% which is a total net return of $36,501, which is pretty amazing. Bitcoin Cash is an amazing user experience. I still feel like it's undervalued in terms of the broader markets. I think it's a more pure form of what Bitcoin was and what Bitcoin I think should be. I think a lot of the reason Bitcoin is losing a lot of market share is because it has a poor user experience. But I've made a lot of videos about that, so I'll link some in the description below and put some cards above if you want to check out more videos about Bitcoin Cash. And my third largest position is also on my Robinhood account. I do hold Tesla in here. I own 56 shares that I bought at $151.43, and I have over a 295% return in there, bringing my total market value of $33,516. So this was really exciting in the crypto bear market. I was able to find an investment that was undervalued, and I was buying Tesla very cheap before it went on that major bull run. And I did take some profits, but now that it's actually out of favor, I've been buying, I think I bought 6 shares in the last month or so. And it's a stock I like to hold for the next 10 years as they're still in a rapid growth phase. And I think they have a lot more disruption to bring to the market and a lot more profits to come that will reward shareholders. All right, the next position in my portfolio is another cryptocurrency that I've had a really good return on, and that is Cardano. I got in around 33 cents and then it went up really high, and I took a little bit of profit and I bought some Ethereum when it crashed down, and then I reflipped that investment. So I own my Cardano for 47 cents right now, and we just hit $2. And I own about $18,146.28 with a total net profit of nearly $14,000. So Cardano is kind of like an Ethereum killer, they call it. It's another like peer-to-peer contractual currency. But the thing I find most unique about it is that it's a proof of stake versus a proof of work, which Ethereum is striving to be. So it's kind of one step ahead in that idea. Charles Hoskinson is a very smart guy. It's a very strong crypto. It's in the top 10. I would like to see more development on it. And I feel like it's gotten a lot of love in the market despite having done rather little. But it does have an Ethereum co-founder, Charles, as the founder. And then also it's a proof of stake model. They've done an ERC20 token converter, which Ethereum uses to launch a lot of other crypto projects. People can actually bring them over to Cardano. And proof of stake is proven to be a better way to scale your currency and have lower transaction fees. So Ethereum has very high gas fees when the network gets very busy. So for example, that coin Shiba Inu coin, when it was getting very popular, I think the fees were like $200 to move one of these coins or something stupid. With Bitcoin Cash, you don't have that problem either. But proof of stake proves to be a promising way to scale cryptocurrency. My next position is a company you've probably never heard of, and that is a company called Rafa Pharmaceutical. So I got into Rafa on more of a speculative play. I got introduced to the company and actually got to speak to the former CEO of it and learned a lot of promising things about this marijuana company that was backed by big money in Russia and had huge plans to grow throughout Asia. And based on the research I was able to do, I felt like this would be an interesting speculative play. So I bought it around 27 cents and now it's trading all the way over $2. So I only put in like $1,500 or $2,000 into it. And it went all the way to $3. I took some profits. Now it's crashed down here. And I want to hold this position as I do think the company is still likely to grow, but it's definitely a more speculative investment. Actually, all these investments I've talked about are rather speculative, maybe outside of Tesla, which is a little more blue chip and has more market adoption. But this actually trades in the OTC market, so it doesn't trade on like the NASDAQ. So it doesn't have like the same kind of regulatory behavior on it. So accounting practices might be a little bit different. And it's a little harder for an investor, like a retail investor like me, to really understand everything about it. But I do think when you have a mature portfolio, which mine is nearly $500,000 now, it's definitely not a bad idea to speculate small portions of that, especially when the thing looks really promising and maybe underpriced. So a lot of my investments have done really well because I bought them that are not popular. I'm not chasing into cryptocurrency right now. I'm more planning on taking profits. And also this investment is not a hugely hyped one, but even when I bought it, like it had gone down quite a bit. So when an investment goes down, the inclination to buy has served me well. Moving on, the sixth largest position I have is a little company called Microsoft. No, of course, I'm just kidding. Microsoft is a massive company, one of the largest companies in the world. And I have a total market value into Microsoft at $6,983.20. I have a 27% return. And I really started investing when the market had crashed during the first shutdown during the pandemic. I got to buy my first share of Microsoft at $130, which is amazing. But that's the thing about quality companies that are big and proven for a long time. They don't always correct like that. And it could take a huge world event for that to happen. But it's also not going to go up at the pace of like Ethereum that went up 2,500%. It just doesn't have the volatility. It's a very mature company the market accepts and will likely probably outperform like the broader indexes as they prove to be a cash cow, as they prove to be so intertwined into the way people do business, as they're huge into gaming, cloud computing, you name it. Microsoft is a cash juggernaut. They pay a small dividend, and it's a company I'm probably gonna hold my entire life and give my kids one day, and hopefully pay my bills with their huge dividend increases. They tend to raise their dividend like 10% a year, which is pretty amazing. I sleep very well with my money at Microsoft, and I don't plan to trade around this position. My next position is the evil empire of Facebook. Facebook, I have a total market value of $6,971.36 with a return of 56%, which is really good. Facebook, I feel like maybe is walking in like a Microsoft's footsteps. They're a newer tech company, and I think they'll have faster growth in front of them because they're not the size of a Microsoft, but even though they're more mature than like a Tesla, which has much smaller earnings, and I view them as a tech company. But Facebook, I think, is a great use case for being like a qualitative investor. Like, I use their products a lot. I use Facebook, I use Instagram, I use WhatsApp. It's a very sticky company. I use Messenger, I use Facebook Marketplace to sell things, and they have proven time and time again they can grow their huge user base into becoming cash flowing, a cash cow type business that can continue to grow annually. I think their revenue is up like 30% in the last quarter, and you're talking about like an $800, $900 billion company, which is insane. So again, I feel like they're another company that can outperform the broader market. No dividend yet, but I hope that cash in the company keeps on fueling great growth and returning equity value to shareholders. My 8th largest position is Johnson & Johnson. They're in the news all the time because they have a vaccine, and also you probably have their products around your house, from Band-Aids to baby powder to Tylenol, Motrin, Zyrtec, you name it. They're also huge into medical engineering. Actually, my uncle used to engineer products for them. So they're very diverse. Johnson & Johnson is a hygiene and medical powerhouse. It has amazing management, and along with Microsoft, they have the only 2 companies that have AAA credit ratings. You're absolutely getting blue chip, amazing rated companies. Doesn't really get much better. And they also have a nice juicy dividend. They're a dividend king. And again, this is a stock I plan to hold for probably my entire life and give it to my children and live off the dividends. I own 36 shares for a total market value of $6,127.92 with a 21.89% return. And that brings me to my 9th largest holding, and that is another cryptocurrency called VGX, and it is the Voyager Token. Voyager is a crypto trading platform with a very cool, easy to use interface. I'll actually leave in the description below a sign up link where you can sign up and spend $100 in buying crypto and get free $25 in Bitcoin. If you have any friends that have Voyager, go ahead and use theirs. Let them get the free crypto, but if you don't, you can feel free to use mine. Now, when you buy an investment, it doesn't necessarily go up, and in this case, this investment's gone down 20%. So I have a total market value of $4,072.28, and I was buying this on its way up, and also I've been averaging it more on my way down, so I actually bought quite a bit of it. I am very bullish on Voyager. I think it is a very easy to use interface, has a great referral bonus, and people are signing up on the platform like crazy, and it's actually hard for people to get on. That has like a 2 or 3 week waiting time, sometimes even longer. And that's actually, I think, the problem is that for some reason, I don't think the software and the technology is built out for how much growth it has. But I do think this is something that's solvable. And the Voyager token trades under $1 billion in value. And if you look at something like the Binance coin, it's a top 3 crypto. So this is where I felt like the Voyager token has a lot of potential in just terms of how many people are going to use this program. So it has a lot of things that make it attractive for reasons to buy it and go on the app and hold it and make the interest. But I have to say the app has had a pretty poor user experience when the market has had extreme volatility and high volume. And also I believe they were buying out another brokerage in Europe to grow their customer base, but to do so they diluted a lot of Voyager tokens. But I do think as token holders will see that value back, and I do think that the app will figure out its scalability issues and be able to accommodate more users, and eventually will appreciate more value during this crypto bull run. And really keep in mind, when I usually buy an investment, it usually goes down and I have to chase it down, and then eventually the market changes its sentiment on it and then it starts going up. People like to chase things that are going up, and for me that's not a strategy that has worked well. I do better when things are out of favor, and getting comfortable with this has really helped me out making better returns. And then moving on to my 10th largest holding, that is a company called Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM. So this stock went down a lot. This stock has been on the downward trend over the past like 6 to 8 months. And it's a stock I always wanted to get access to because it has shown really good growth. And even after their acquisition of Slack, the stock continued to sell off, and I was like, wow, this is getting very bearish. This is in a downward channel. Mark Benioff is a great CEO and has led this company to become the tech power that it is today. I don't see them slowing down anytime soon, and the stock is out of favor. So my position is I have bought 18 shares with a total market value of $3,922.02, and I continue to buy. I bought some more this week. So this is a position I have high conviction in. This isn't like a potential 10 bagger in the short term, but I think the stock could outperform the broader indexes like the S&P 500. And that's essentially my goal. My goal is to have a higher rate of return than the general indexes to make investing worth my time. It is fun to do, but it's also fun to do if you're winning and outperforming the markets. And I have a very important final thought here, is I talked about my winners. My winners are in my top 10. Some towards the bottom are not my winners, but that's where the opportunity is. So the opportunity isn't necessarily in what I spoke about today, but the qualities that made these investments great for me is important to understand the next great investment. What is gonna make my return do this well going into 2022 and 2023? How can I keep up this rate of return where I only had $160,000 10 months ago, and now I have $481,000 today? So that's why I do these reflective videos. I don't fall in love with my investments. I try to understand their cyclical nature, and I try to understand human behavior and what kind of things are gonna get adopted. So when you put all that together, you try to invest your capital in a way that is gonna get a higher rate of return and master the money game, like we talked about in the beginning. But what do you guys think of this portfolio? I would really like to hear your feedback. I think you could even critique it. Like, I have a friend that went all in crypto in like November and has turned, maybe $500,000 into like $3 million bucks, so he did much better. And there's something to be said about like diversification and then overly diversifying hurting returns. So I feel like I'm not like super diversified. I pick my high conviction plays and let those run and just try to get better at predicting profit taking levels. But let me know, do you guys own any of these stocks? And what stocks do you think are gonna be the winners going into next year? So I really wanna know all that down in the comment section. And if you made it this far, please make sure to tap that thumbs up button. It helps grow this channel and tells me what kind of videos you guys like to see. And also follow me for daily content on Instagram, rgiffen89, and then also on noise.cash. I post there a few times a week. It's a platform built on Bitcoin Cash. You can make essentially free cryptocurrency just by doing the same things that you do on Twitter, and that platform is growing pretty fast and pretty vibrant. But I think that wraps it up. So guys, thank you so much.
And I'll see you in my next one.